This is in the UK. A new poll from YouGov, YouGov poll, a YouGovernment poll for the Times of London, has just been released, showing that Jeremy Corbyn's Labour Party significantly cut into Theresa May's Conservative Party's lead. The poll now stands as 43% for Conservatives, 38% for Labour, 10% for Liberal Democrats, 4% for UKIP, and 1% for the Greens. And if repeated, now I'm going to quote now from Business Insider, if repeated on a universal swing on June 8th, which is election day, today's poll would see Labour take 8 seats from Conservative, with May's party failing to gain any from Labour. Now, part of what's happened is during the election campaign, Labour, Jeremy Corbyn's public perception has improved. I think that that's partially because, you know, he's had his own mishaps, and I've made no secret of my belief that I wish that he was a more effective communicator at times. But also, there is a far-right, almost mafia-like press in the UK that has ruthlessly attacked Jeremy Corbyn. He's been undermined by the right in his own party that are constantly trying to sort of undermine him and put coups together. They ran an absolutely nothing candidate for him for the leadership, and now here he is in campaign mode. He's able to come across, I think, as who he is. He has flaws. He's obviously still pretty unpolished, but what he is he is a good, honorable man of the left who wants to make Britain and the UK a more equal society and overcome the devastation that the Tories have inflicted. And also, you know, people predicted that the Manchester attacks would almost certainly benefit the Tories, as, you know, terrorist attacks usually benefit right-wing politics. But Jeremy Corbyn's using this as an opportunity to make a thoughtful statement on really what the war on terrorism has been. Clearly not terribly effective. He was speaking in London yesterday campaigning. Or was it in Manchester? He was in London campaigning yesterday. This is Jeremy Corbyn.
Many experts, including professionals in our intelligence and security services, have pointed out the connections between wars that we've been involved in or supported and fought in other countries, such as Libya, and terrorism here at home. That assessment in no way reduces the guilt of those who attack our children. Those terrorists will forever be reviled and implacably held to account for their actions. Protecting this country requires us to be both strong against terrorism and strong against the causes of terrorism. The blame is with the terrorists, but if we are to protect our people, we must be honest about what threatens our security. We must be brave enough to admit that the war on terror is not working. We need a smarter way to reduce the threat from countries that nurture terrorists and generate terrorism.
I like the irony there, because Tony Blair, when he took over the Labour Party and moved it to the center and then to the right, one of the things they talked about when they pivoted on crime was tough on crime and tough on the causes of crime. So Jeremy Corbyn has actually taken the Blairite formulation there for terrorism, of tough on terrorism and tough on the causes of terrorism. And he's absolutely right. Reasons are not justifications. There is zero justification in any way, shape, and form for any terrorist attack that targets civilians, period. And the reasons behind terrorism are multifaceted. But some of them do include our conduct overseas. And that's also ones that we have the most power over. So if he's talking about shifting terrorism to an aggressive, targeted, intelligence-based, with some military action, specific containment and security policy, that's going to yield great dividends for reducing terrorism overall in the long term. And I'm sure he'll be demonized. I have no doubt that the Tories and the Liberal Democrats have already begun.
Both of them are in the papers already saying, how can you one guy said, I disagree with what he says, but more, I disagree with him doing it right now.
Right. Right. This notion that going out and having a clear-minded conversation on terrorism instead of simply rolling back civil liberties or engaging in a reckless military action, that's not tasteless. What's tasteless is having a clear-headed perspective that can actually lead fundamentally to dealing with the problem. So look, if you're in the end, the Labour Party released a very good, very progressive manifesto that really will make a dent in inequality. If you're there, I would push everything you can to make sure they seriously cut that margin and punish the Tories.
Hey, Sam Seder here. Folks, you probably heard about the whole YouTube advertiser apocalypse. Well, we're suffering from it too. We need your help. If you want to keep this show alive, you want us to be able to still put out clips on a regular basis, head over to our Patreon page. Here's the link right here or down below there. And just give us a couple bucks a month and support this program. Really appreciate it.